John Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon.
Crime what is happening to Tom Aspinall in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career. Give up the belt or fight. That's it. Defend or vacate. That's it.
Tom Aspinall has just given a harsh warning to John Jones ahead of their highly awaited matchup. Tom Aspinall regarded John Jones as one of the most accomplished fighters in MMA, complimenting his long reign and supremacy while recognizing Jones' near-perfect record. Aspinall noted Jones's damage throughout the years. He thinks that with his own finishing power, it only takes one clean punch to change the fight, and he is convinced that moment will arrive during their 5-round fight. Same time, Aspinall recognized Jones' significant advantage in terms of combat history. He explained that Jones has fought in multiple important fights where everything is on the line, whereas he has only had a few experiences at that level. Aspinall recognizes the importance of this type of background, especially when it comes. He also stated that he is unsure what to expect from the future meeting because it is absolutely strange to him. He stated that the UFC told him that they would explain the entire plan during that discussion, which caught him off unprepared. Throughout his career in the UFC and other promotions, he has never been given a detailed breakdown or itinerary. Instead, he is usually given a date and a location to show up and fight. He found the situation weird and stated that he is actually interested in learning what kind of. Dana White stated that John Jones will face Tom Aspinall, telling fans that the fight is unavoidable. He told everyone to rest because the UFC is completely committed to making the fight a reality. White noted that it is only a matter of time, and both boxers agree.
John Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon. Wait, what do you got? What do you got? Everybody happy? Anybody mad? Everybody good?
However, Tom Aspinall said that he has little influence over whether the bout with John Jones takes place, as the choice is mainly based on Jones' financial situation. He stated that he is prepared to fight at any time, but feels Jones is looking for a hefty reward due to his age, previous injuries, and the great risk involved in facing. Aspinall also claimed that he has never spoken directly with Jones. All communication has been through UFC staff. He said that Dana White attended their most recent meeting, which was uncommon given that he usually works with Hunter Campbell, a UFC executive who conducts most fighter talks privately. Tom stated that, while early conversations for title battles were conducted over the phone, they are now held in person. They previously met in New York, and the next meeting is planned for London.
Never speak to him meeting about it.
However, Ariel Helwani voiced his dissatisfaction with John Jones, stating that the problem is no longer about Jones or his personal tale. He added that while Jones is free to enjoy life, make money, or be a part of a show, it is unfair to hold up the divide and delay someone else's goal, such as Tom Aspinall's. Ariel saw it as a clear illustration of ducking because all sports require steady movement. He stated that John has done enough to prove himself, and no one would blame him if he stood aside. But if he decides not to defend the belt, he should let it go so that others can have a chance.
It's not about you, John. It's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your story. If you want to enjoy your life, if you want to be a part of a reality show, if you want to take that money and delay things and hold someone else's dreams back from becoming a reality, that is ducking. That is ducking because there is a time-honored tradition in this business, in the sport, in combat sports, in fight sports, in sports period, that the whole thing has to move along. It's not about your story. Your story is great and you're living your best life, great. Get rid of that belt. If you want to do that, great. No one will begrudge you. Everyone thinks you've done enough. You've earned enough. You've proven enough. Now allow someone else to have that same story. Allow someone else to write that same story. You are holding him back. You are holding back not only Tom Aspinall, but the rest of the division. So yes, you're missing the point. This isn't about you. It's about the...
Ariel also mentioned that Tom Aspinall is not seeking celebrity or personal drama. He simply wants the belt and what it represents. The belt gives respect, opportunities, and rewards. And Ariel claims that by holding on to it without defending it, John has been able to achieve all of his present success. John is stopping others from having the same chance. Ariel thinks Jon Jones is overlooking the bigger picture. This is about the future of the heavyweight division, not his personal journeys.
How many more times does Tom have to say it? He would love to fight him. He would love to be he would love to have the opportunity to be that guy. He would love it. Who wouldn't? But he just wants that belt. He wants whatever that belt signifies, whatever it symbolizes, and what it brings. It brings all the things that Jon Jones is enjoying right now, because if Jon Jones wasn't the most decorated champion, wasn't the greatest light heavyweight champion, wasn't the 2-division champion, he wouldn't be doing things like this. He wouldn't get opportunities like this. He wouldn't get the opportunity to live his best life. And now you are stopping someone else from living their best life. Do you get the difference? It's not about...
Furthermore, Tom Aspinall stated that he is doing everything possible to make the bout with Jon Jones a fact, but nothing has worked so far. He claimed that he's been trying to convince Jones to agree, but there has been no movement. Tom pointed out that, unlike boxing, where multiple champions can fight in the same division, the UFC is designed to have only one champion per weight class. Right now, his division has 2 champions, which he thinks unique. He thinks Jon Jones is avoiding the risk of confronting him, but he suggested an upcoming encounter that may help clear things up. Oh, what fight would be? He went on to say that Jones is probably the most dangerous man in MMA history and perhaps the most deadly, unarmed person on the globe. Tom recounted the overwhelming feeling of knowing they'd both be backstage, getting their hands wrapped, about to walk into a stadium filled with tens of thousands of fans and millions more watching across the world. He knows that when they finally enter the cage, one of them may be...
It's quite literal.
Ariel Helwani went on to voice his disappointment, alleging that Jon Jones is avoiding a battle with Tom Aspinall, depriving him the chance to follow his dream, which Jones has already completed. He referred to this as selfish and opposed to the spirit of the sport. Helwani urged the UFC to make a final choice and asked if the fight will ever take place at MSG. He pointed out that if the battle takes place, it will have been nearly a year since Aspinall's previous match, which went only 60 seconds. Helwani thinks it is a tragedy that Aspinall is being held back at the peak of his career, and he demands that Jones defend the championship or vacate.
It is ducking at this point. You are ducking. You're ducking the opportunity. You're taking that opportunity away from someone else. You are robbing someone else of the same opportunity and the same dream that you have already realized and lived. That is selfish. That's not how the game works. And so it's on the UFC to make the call. Make the call. And you know what? They may have already made the call. And it may be happening at MSG, and we're all being, we're all being taken for a ride here. But honestly, if that is the case, come out and say it. And please tell Tom Aspinall, for the love of God, because by the time that fight happens, if it does happen on that day, it's going to be a year. We're approaching a year since his last fight, and that fight lasted 60 seconds. It is a travesty. It is a crime what is happening to Tom Aspinall in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career. Give up the belt or fight. That's it. Defend or vacate. That's it.
Furthermore, Paddy Pimblett wants that Jon Jones fight with Tom Aspinall take place when he is close to and supports Aspinall. Pimblett cannot gamble against Jones, who has an exceptional fight IQ and the ability to create flawless strategy for any situation.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
It's got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. The one thing I do think Jon Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. It's just something I couldn't.
Kamaru Usman noted that Aspinall is the most dangerous heavyweight and poses the greatest threat to Jones' domination. Nonetheless, Usman advised Jones to guarantee his financial security before entering such a high-risk fight.
And I do think Tom Aspinall is the most dangerous heavyweight right now. 100% the biggest threat to pry that belt away from Jon Jones. But Jon has got to get that back.
Demetrius Johnson lauded Aspinall's talent, but predicted Jones would easily defeat him. He wanted Jones to face Aspinall rather than Pereira, anticipating Jones would dominate. Johnson thought that Aspinall's $30 million demand may be causing delays in the fight discussions.
Jon Jones will smoke Tom Aspinall.
I don't know, man.
Man, he'll smoke Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall is athletic. I think Tom Aspinall would try to take the fight to Jon Jones. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'd rather see that fight over Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
I would like to see that fight over Alex, but come on, man. Aspinall is a great fighter.
Yep.
He's a good champion.
Aspinall.
That's what I said. Jon Jones will smoke Aspinall.
Yeah.
Smoke him.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens. That's the fight that needs to happen. I think Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones needs to happen.
Why do you think there's so much friction there? Why do you think it's not happening? Why? Because we see so much.
I think Jon Jones said he wants to.
Dricus Du Plessis praised Aspinall's youth and ambition, but also mentioned that Jones is nearing the end of his career. He expressed hope that Jones would leave unbeaten and that Aspinall would emerge as the sport's next dominant power. Du Plessis noticed Jones' warrior mindset and incredible ability to make difficult fights look easy, cementing his place as the greatest.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this because he's never been beaten. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to retire, and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones, being the warrior that he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing, you look at it and you go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time.
Francis and Ngannou claim that Aspinall needs the fight to prove himself, whilst Jones stands to gain mostly financially, and that Aspinall's wrestling and ground game make him a more difficult opponent for Jones than Alex Pereira.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall will need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. He can do whatever.
Ali regarded Jon Jones as one of the best fighters of all time, but warned that if Jones lost to Tom Aspinall, some would say that he was past his prime, thereby ruining his legacy.
Tom Aspinall? God damn. It's like you risk going down as no matter what, you don't have to fight again. Greatest of all time, people will say that. You're the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time, Jon Jones. Or you risk it, go fight Tom Aspinall, possibly lose, and then it's like, he was the greatest. Then they're saying, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime.
Stipe Miocic urged Tom Aspinall to be patient in his approach, noting that Jon Jones excels at exploiting his opponent's mistakes and cautioning against being overly aggressive. Miocic urged that Aspinall be disciplined and wait for the perfect chance as facing someone with Jones. Experience necessitates a well-planned strategy.
Let's get booked with him and Jon Jones. What's the best advice you'd give Tom Aspinall?
Don't do what I did.
Avoid the liver shot.
Yeah, what are you going to do? But I think Tommy, that guy, he's super tough and he hits hard. He moves well. He's a big man. I think that he stays calm on the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm. I think he'll be fine. He picks his shots. He's smart what he does, and I think he'll do fine.
So what are your thoughts about this?